Good evening and welcome to this off-tube commentary tonight between Watford and Everton in the Premier League. Certainly an interesting clash at the bottom of the table, and we'll begin right away with the team lineup, starting with Watford, who are managed by the outgoing Roy Hodgson. Uh, in goal for Watford is Ben Foster. At the back is Jeremy Ngakie, Adam Messina, Samir, Christian Cabasel. In midfield, it is Dan Gosling, Misusa Sissoko, the captain, Ado Kayembe, and up front is João Pedro, Ken Sema, and Samuel Kalou. For Everton, who are managed by Frank Lampard, will have Jordan Pickford in goal. They have five at the back with Mason Holgate, Michael Keane, Alexander Iwobi, Vitali Mikalenko, and the captain Seamus Coleman. In midfield is Fabian Delph, Damari Gray, Abdoulaye Doucouré, and Anthony Gordon, with Richarlison as the sole man up front. So the substitutes today for Watford is Daniel Bachmann, the substitute goalkeeper, James Morris, William Truce Ekong, Craig Cathcart, Francisco Ciralta, Peter Itibo, Adrian Blake, Thiago Chuka, and Jack Greaves. For Everton, their substitute goalkeeper is Asmir Begovic, John Joe Kenny, Jared Branthwaite, Allen, Andre Gomas, Tom Davis, Deli Ali, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Solomon Rondon. And our officials today uh, is Mike Dean, the referee. These assistants are Darren Cann and Dan Robarthen. Fourth official is Andy Madley with his second night on duty. Michael Oliver and Sian Massey Ellis are in the VAR booth. So, Everton, a win tonight will move them uh, to 38 points, and that's 4 points clear of Leeds United and Burnley. And the teams are now just gathering at the centre circle. Just looking at the two lineups here, I'm rather intrigued. Everton playing five at the back and four in midfield, only leaving Richarlison up front by himself. It's very interesting given the fact that Watford have such a poor home record, and that this really has to be considered on the basis of probability a very much a winnable game for Everton. And the players are now gathering. Well, they're just swapping ends at the moment, and Frank Lampard and Roy Hodgson just shaking hands there. Um, Everton are going to be kicking us off, but first of all, they're just gathering at the centre of the field. And we are, of course, probably going to take the knee here. So, in the fight against racism and inequality in our world. And Mike Dean now is about ready to blow his whistle. He's retiring after 22 years of service in the English as a referee in the English leagues, and we wish him all the best. So the referee will just blow his whistle here, and the players will take the knee. And the referee gets us underway. And Everton start. They just launch the ball down the field. They're looking for Richarlison on the far side, and that's intercepted by Ngakia. And there is a free kick by a foul by Doucouré on Dan Gosling, and the free kick will be midway inside Watford's own half. And just moving forward with it now is Samir. Just he's approaching the halfway line. And he gets the ball back, or he almost didn't make it, but it's flicked on, and here is Sema Seamer now. Oh, he just was trying to backheel it, but Pedro wasn't there, and Everton cleared the ball. And it goes all the way back into the Watford half and helped along his way by Cabasel to the goalkeeper, Ben Foster. And here's Kayembe. Kayembe now, midway inside his own half. Gives the ball on the far side to Messina. And Samir now has the ball. His own half. And just knocked back there by Sissoko. And the ball is played down this near side to Cabasel, who gives it back to Samir. And here's Kayembe. Kayembe plays it down onto this side now. It's Ngakia. Ngakia gives it back to Kayembe. Kayembe launches the ball forward. And just with his back to goal there, Kalu. And it's intercepted by Damari Gray and cleared away. And here is Cabasel. Cabasel, it was blocked that time by Holgate. Cabasel again, and it's now Kalu. Kalu gets the ball back. He's got a bit of space in front of him. He gets the cross in. Oh, it's right over Pedro's head. And it's picked up on the far side, launched back into the box. Gosling now. He's just surrounded by Everton players. Gosling, can he get the cross in? He's not able to. Iwobi does a good job at the back there and just gets the ball past him and launches it forward to Richarlison. Richarlison tried to give the ball back to Iwobi, but that was a good challenge there by Sissoko. And it'll be a throw-in to Everton just inside their own half. A lot of empty seats here at Vicarage Road. And their fate was sealed against Crystal Palace at the weekend. It will be with the throw-in. And it's just flicked on and headed on there. It's knocked back by Fabian Delph. And Iwobi gets it back to Jordan Pickford, who's been in sparkling form as of late. Pickford launches the ball downfield. He's looking for Richarlison. Didn't reach him initially, but got there via Delph. Doucouré. Keane. He gives it back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford, oh, that's a bad kick by Pickford. And it's comfortably picked up here. And, oh, it just goes back in the end to Jordan Pickford. Chasing that in was Sema, and he just wasn't able to get there. But it was a very poor kick by Jordan Pickford, especially by his standards. And the pass there by Pedro looking for Sema, but it wasn't able to reach him. And it's cleared downfield and knocked on, or covered up at the back there by Cabasel. And he gives it back to Ben Foster, who clears it downfield. Pedro trying to win the ball there, but and there's a foul actually on Dan Gosling, almost on the halfway line. And it's Watford 0, Everton 0. You're listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today's player of the match sponsor on the hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. And Watford come over the halfway line now, and here's Nketiah. Nketiah. He's got a bit of space in front of him. Let's see if anybody's there to help him. He finds Pedro. Pedro is not able to get inside Holgate, but it does come back to Seamer and to Nketiah. And Pedro is trying to be found there by Nketiah, but Pedro not able to squeeze behind Seamus Coleman, and the ball is cleared outfield. Iwobi launches the ball forward, and it's one at the back there by Samir. Dan Gosling. Well, he's confused there. And they lose the ball there to Watford. And here's Damari Gray. Gray now. On the far side, he's got a bit of space there. And he's always running to his own player there. He's running to Doucouré. Watford now have the ball. And they're going to break over the halfway line. Here's Gosling. Gosling now got a bit of space in front of him. And Iwobi is following up there with Pedro, but the ball goes out of play for a Watford throw-in. And here's Cabasel and Ketia. Back to Cabasel. To Kiembe. Samir. Gosling. Gosling gives it to Cabasel. And Ketia. And Cabasel. Rob Edwards of today has been named as Roy Hodgson's successor. He will be the new manager from Forest Green Rovers originally. So they've got him as they make their challenge in the Championship to try to make a return to the Premiership first time. Fabian Delph in the midfield heads it on, and it's one back. And here is Pedro. Pedro now has got a bit of space. João Pedro, and it's knocked back to him, and it's Kalou. Kalou, oh, and he got the ball back, but it just wasn't able to control it very well. Unlucky there by Samuel Kalou. Just bounced off his foot and went to Pickford. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JDAC Football, JB Sports, and Storm FM. And it is 0-0 with 7 minutes gone if you're just joining us. And just headed back there by Kiembe. Knocked on by Cabasel. Ball's being bounced around with some head tennis here, but Kiembe just wins the ball. Very strong play. And he plays the ball onto the far side to Messina. And Sissoko. Sissoko now to Kiembe. And out on the far side to Kalou. And Kalou gives it to Kiembe. Kiembe on the far side to Messina. And Sema was dispossessed easily there. And here's Fabian Delph. Gordon. Anthony Gordon there. And he just goes back to Coleman, who gives it to Keane. Coleman again, the captain. Just inside his own half. And he gives it to Decore. And it goes back to Keane. And here is Abdoulaye Decore. Michael Keane, Everton, just trying to slow the game down right now. It's a wonderful, it was unfortunate. It was a long ball by Keane. He was looking to pick out Mikolenko, but he wasn't successful. The ball went out of play. And Watford will start from the back now. It's Cabasel, and he gives it to Kiembe. And it's knocked forward there, and it's out of play. That's unfortunate by Sissoko. And it'll be a throw into Everton midway inside their own half. Alexander Iwobi will take it. And just taking his time here. And he gives it to Damari Gray. Here's Michael Keane. Just launched forward. It's flicked on by Richarlison. Chasing down is Gray. Surely he was fouled, but he's still on his feet. Gray's got space in front of him. Gets a shot. It was blocked that time by Samir and then hacked away. And now Watford are on the break on the other side. Here's Pedro, but he's offside. And it'll be a free kick. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1. You can also like our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. And Commentary Services would like to thank our official streaming partner for this season, Melon. Visit their website, www.melonapp.com. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at, keep you abreast of all the latest scores. And let's just take a look at what's going on up and down the country. Already fireworks at Ellen Road. Leeds 0, Chelsea 1. And Leeds have been reduced down to 10 men again. Daniel James has been sent off. Mason Mount was the goal scorer there. The other game, Leicester versus Norwich, is 0-0. Wolves versus Manchester City at Molineux will begin at 8:15 UK time. So good news for Everton and Burnley fans already. Leeds are behind, and we have a goal kick to be taken here by Ben Foster. Ben Foster launches it downfield. It just barely scrapes over the halfway line. Fabian Delph wins the header. Gray knocks it on, looking for Richarlison. And Richarlison just manages to knock it back to Mikalenko here. Mikalenko gives the ball to Michael Keane. Seamus Coleman. Those three centre-backs. Keane. And just at the moment, Everton just patiently building up. Doucouré. Back to Coleman, and it's launched forward looking for Iwobi, but it's out of play for a throw into Watford. Will be taken by Messina. And Everton fans in fine voice. Looks like they've travelled down in great numbers. And you can see that there is a vast majority of them. The fight is not over for them yet. Throwing taken quickly, and it's headed out of play by Sema, and will be a throw into Everton. And Iwobi will have the throw in now. Iwobi just taking his time. And here's Richarlison. Gives it to Gray. And gives it back to Iwobi. Iwobi back to Gray. And here's Fabian Delph. Delph gives it to Holgate, who's overlapping. And gives it to Richarlison, the lone striker. Here's Doucouré. Anthony Gordon back to Doucouré. Coleman. And here's Iwobi. Can he get the cross in the middle? Oh, it's a deep cross. Oh, and Richarlison just wasn't able to direct his header, but it's headed on by Doucouré back to Mikalenko and to Gray. Gray cuts inside the penalty area, tries to get the cross in, but it's comfortably headed away by Samir. But it's picked up by Holgate again as Everton continue the attack. Here's Coleman. Anthony Gordon. He was just kind of shoved over there by Messina, but Everton do win the ball back and play continues. It's Fabian Delph. Keane. Mason Holgate. 13 minutes gone. Still 0-0 here. Vicarage Road. Watford 0. Everton 0. It's thrown out. It's cleared out of play, and will be a throw into Watford. A throw into Everton just inside the Watford half. And here is Michael Keane again. He gives it to Holgate. Holgate. And gives it to Doucouré. Back to Keane. Coleman again. And here's Iwobi. Looking for Anthony Gordon. Oh, lovely turn by Gordon. Absolutely exquisite. He's got space in front of him now. Gordon. And he was unlucky. He tried to get the pass across to Richarlison. But what a wonderful block by Samir just to knock the ball out of play. Oh, that was a goal-saving interception, because had that ball got across to Richarlison, Everton would have surely been in front. Exquisite play by Anthony Gordon. Just sold him the dummy. And he was away. And it's the first corner of the game. And it's Damari Gray. And Keane is up there. Holgate is up there. Richarlison's up there. There's Michael Keane. The ball's bouncing around. Richarlison. He's got the ball on the deck. He gets a shot away, but it's blocked. This time by Cabasel. He wasn't able to get the shot away there, but Everton fans encouraged by this mini stage of possession and attacking play. 15 minutes gone here. You're listening to delayed coverage of Watford versus Everton. And it's Anthony Gordon with the free kick. With the corner, rather. Anthony Gordon with the corner. And he's Yes, it's going to be in swung, but it's flicked up in the air. And the ball is bouncing around in the penalty area there. It's attempted to be cleared. Gray has it still. He's surrounded by 3 Watford players, but the crossing is not good enough. And Gosling will attempt to clear the ball now. And Masia tries to play the ball forward, looking for Sema. Sorry, for Kalu, but not able to find him. And Everton have the ball now with Mikalenko. Here's Fabian Delph. And Seamus Coleman. Coleman. He just gets the ball back there to Michael Keane. It's just going to clear that forward. It doesn't get very far. It does go out of play, and it will be a throw into Everton just inside. Throw into Watford just inside the Everton half. But the pass back there by Kayembe was poor, and now Everton can break away. But well done to Kayembe. Fights back and wins that ball back, and gives it back to Ben Foster, who launches the ball downfield. And Kayembe again was adjudged to the linesman raises his flags to indicate offside. The referee signals it and allows the game to go on. And here's Seamer on the far side, who is surely fouled that time by Holgate. Linesman signalled it immediately, and Holgate will go into the book. It's an early booking. I think that's perhaps a little bit unfair by Mike Dean. I mean, it was his first. Well, it looks like he. Yeah, I think that's a little harsh. He actually might have won the ball, in fact, there. I certainly think it's unlucky to receive a yellow card for the first challenge of the game. But that's the referee's decision. Mike Dean has made his decision, and it will be a free kick to Watford. And just standing over this is Kalu. Kalu swings the ball in, and it's a punch by. And here is Kalu again. Oh, there's a chance, and it just goes over the crossbar. First look at goal, but first look at goal for Watford by Kalu, and he balloons it over the crossbar. Started with a punch from Pickford, and then Seamer just knocked the ball on to Kalu, but it was ballooned well over the crossbar. In fact, to the point that if there was another goal on top of the goal, it still may not have gone in. And there's Roy Hodgson there. He's retiring at the end of the season. And what a career he's had in management. And I'm sure everybody wishes Roy Hodgson all the best for his retirement. And here's Anthony Gordon. Gordon gives it to Fabian Delph. And he gives it to Mikalenko. Gives it back to Mason Holgate. Delph. And back to Mason Holgate, and who goes back to Pickford. Scores still remain 1-0 to Chelsea at Ellen Road. They have 10 minutes till half time there. 0-0 at the King Power between Leicester and Norwich. And in about 10 minutes' time, Wolves and Manchester City will get underway at Molineux. The ball is launched forward by Michael Keane, but it's to no one in particular. It just goes straight through to Ben Foster in the Watford goal. 19 and a half minutes gone. It's Watford 0, Everton 0 still. And here's Messina. Gosling back to Messina, who goes back to Samir. Cabasal. And he gives it to Ngakia. Kayembe. Kayembe back to Samir. Samir to Messina on the far side. And here's Gosling. Gosling plays the ball down on this near side to Ngakia. Ngakia, sorry, I apologise. Ngakia. And Kalu. And here is Cabasel. Ngakia. Ngakia gives it back to Cabasel. Patient build up by Watford now. And it is Ngakia. Sissoko. Sissoko, long ball. Chasing it on the far side is Messina, but Pickford is there to handle that and get a solid grip on it. And he quickly distributes it. Excellent ball there by Pickford, and he finds Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon now. He plays the ball across. It's Damari Gray. A wonderful tackle there, but it comes to Mikalenko with a shot, and it's blocked. It was a wonderful tackle by Samir, but it went straight to Mikalenko, but his shot was blocked. It's Mikalenko again now with Fabian Delph. Doucouré. Back to Anthony Gordon. Gordon just trying to touch inside. He does get the ball to Gray, but that's intercepted by Samir. And Messina helps it back as well to Ben Foster, and he clears it up. But Everton just winning possession back. The ball is headed on, but Messina now has it for Watford. Kayembe just inside his own half. And it's played to Ngakia. Gives it to Kayembe. Kayembe on the far side to Messina. And over here is Kalou. Kalou is dispossessed by Iwobi. And here's Michael Keane. Keane plays it to Richarlison. Richarlison playing Iwobi on the far side. He's got a lot of space in front of him. He's got so much space. Is there anybody up there with him? Oh, it's unfortunate. He ran out of time waiting for people to come up. It will be a corner. Messina gets the interception there. But it was there just wasn't enough support up there. The support just wasn't getting up there quick enough for Iwobi. And Messina gets in and makes the interception. And it will be a corner to Everton. Be the second corner of the game. And it'll be taken by Damari Gray. Right in front of those Everton fans. And it's launched in, and it bounces out to Mikalenko's shot is miscued. It's cleared, and it comes back though now with Anthony Gordon. He's got Mikalenko and Richarlison with him. Also Fabian Delph. He goes with Delph. Delph now. What is he going to do with the ball? He's got support with him. And right now, Anthony Gordon and Fabian Delph are just knocking the ball between themselves. Delph decides to go back to Michael Keane. And Coleman. Coleman again. And here's Iwobi. Iwobi tries to launch the ball forward. Good header by Seema. And Watford can now move forward. Here's Ngakia. Gives it back to Ben Foster, who returns it to Ngakia. Cabasel. And now Pedro has the ball here. He has Kalou with him. Kalou gives it to Sissoko. Sissoko gives it to Pedro. Ngakia. And now João Pedro. And he gives the ball back to Cabasel. Cabasel now right on the halfway line. Just knocking the ball back and forward here with Samir. But now Messiah has it. And here's Dan Gosling. And the ball is now with Cabasel. Cabasel goes over the halfway line. Cabasel, Ngakia, Kalou. Kalou gives it to Ngakia. Ngakia just looking for some support there, surrounded by two Everton players. He gets a decent crossing on the whole. It's headed out by Iwobi on his as far as Fabian Delph, and now Doucouré. And he gives the ball to Iwobi as Everton seek a counter-attack. Fabian Delph. Delph launches the ball long, and he finds Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon skipping away from two Watford players there. And he gives it to Michael Keane. And the ball is with Iwobi just over the Watford halfway line. And it's a good interception by Dan Gosling. And it will be a throw-in 25 minutes gone. Watford 0, Everton 0. You are listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today's Player of the Match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. And here is Gray. He gives it to Delph. Mikolenko is over on the far side now. He has it. Mikolenko. And he gives it to Delph. Delph again. And here's Coleman. Delph gets it back and tries to play it to Damari Gray, but it's intercepted by Samir. The ball is launched forward, and here's Pedro. João Pedro cuts inside. Good tackle by Keane. And Everton win the ball back now with Iwobi. Iwobi just almost loses the ball, but he's actually able to check back and pick it up. And Delph plays it now to Mikolenko. Mikolenko gives it back to Delph. And the ball is long, looking for Iwobi, but it's comfortably intercepted by Messina. And Messina now plays it infield to Gosling. Gosling back to Messina. Messina now is under pressure by Iwobi. He gives it to João Pedro. And Sema almost gets in there, but it's back with Gosling. Gosling now, and he gives it to Sissoko. Sissoko's pass is a poor one, not able to find Kayembe, and Everton will break now. Here's Richarlison storming over the halfway line. He's got Anthony Gordon up there with him. He's maybe surrounded by too many players. Sissoko with a challenge. The referee saw nothing wrong in that. I would need to perhaps have another look at that. He might have won the ball. Here's Sissoko. Kalou. Ngakie. Kayembe. Gosling. Back to Kayembe. Sissoko. And here's Kayembe again. Kayembe now for Watford. Back to Messina. Messina, a long ball to the opposite end of the field. And here is Ngakie now. Ngakie, and a nice touch by Kalou back to Gosling. Kayembe. And here is Ngakie. Chasing this one is Kalou. But he was muscled out of the play. And Kalou is complaining to the assistant, but the assistant is having none of it. And it's gone out of play, in fact. So, Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JDAC Football, JB Sports, and Storm FM. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can follow us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. Please feel free to to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification bell so you don't miss any games going forward. And Jordan Pickford now with the goal kick. Left-footed, downfield. 29 minutes gone. Watford 0, Everton 0. It's won in the air by Kayembe. Gray challenging up there with Gosling. Kayembe gets in there again. And it's just knocked on there. And Everton come away with the ball, and here's Gray. And he gives it out to Iwobi. Iwobi got time in front of him. He gets the cross in, looks for Gordon with a volley. And he gets his foot underneath it, unfortunately, and it blazes over the crossbar. Commentary Services would like to thank our official streaming partner for this season, Melon. Visit their website, www.melonapp.com. And 30 minutes gone here. Watford 0, Everton 0. Just go around the grounds here just briefly. At Ellen Road, it is still Leeds 0, Chelsea 1, almost half time there. Leicester 0, Norwich 0, and Wolves and Manchester City have just kicked off at Molineux, and they're 0-0. And that's knocked on by João Pedro. But it's hacked away and out of play. Just got his foot right through that. Did Coleman, and it goes out of play for a throw into Watford, which Messina will take. Messina throws it long. Under pressure there is Sema, and actually the referee has awarded a free kick to Watford for the foul. And now And we've got standing over this is Messina, and there is also Seamer over this one as well. We're just going to see who's going to take this. So it's about midway inside the Everton half, this free kick. And it is Messina who launches the ball in long, but it's really comfortably dealt with by the Everton defence. But Ngakias has it now. Ngakia's got a bit of space in front of him, but he knocks it out of play, and it will be a throw into Everton, which Mikolenko will take. Well, having the first half an hour, there hasn't been many chances. It really has been a very tight affair. Perhaps Anthony James there with the best chance with that volley. There is Anthony James, and it's knocked back to the goalkeeper by Doucouré. And Pickford picked it up. It actually looked like it was a back pass, but it wasn't given. Nobody actually claimed for it either. And here's Cabasel. Cabasel now, he knocks the ball forward. And good play there by João Pedro. He goes down. The referee allows the game to continue, and it's Ngakia. And Cabasel. And here's Samir to KMB. KMB. Sissoko gives it back. Cabasel. And the ball goes to Ngakia. Watford here. Slow build up. They look very uncomfortable on the ball, it has to be said. Here's João Pedro trying to make something happen. But the ball goes too far in front of him, and he ends up fouling Mikolenko, and it will be a free kick to Everton. They look a little uncomfortable with each other at Watford, almost as if they haven't played together before. And you can see the empty seats there inside Vicarage Road. Well, this has been a rough season for them. And Pickford will take this free kick now. It's launched downfield. And it goes all the way through to Ngakia, who just heads it back to Ben Foster. Foster clears it downfield. João Pedro going up for it, but so is Holgate, and it's Pedro was adjudged to a foul. Holgate. 33 minutes, well, almost 34 minutes gone here. It's Watford 0, Everton 0. You're listening to delayed coverage here, and my name is Paul James. So far, we haven't really had much to sort of get up off our feet about. Both sides giving the ball away more often than they would have liked to. And here's Gray now. Gray, let's see what he can do. Mikolenko. Gray gives it to Mikolenko, and he attempts to get the cross in, but it's a good interception by Sissoko, and it will be a corner. Third corner for Everton. And it's going to be Anthony Gordon that's going to take it. And Anthony Gordon is going to swing this one in. And heads are up there. It's Samir just attempted to head it out, but it only gets it headed out as far as Doucouré, who heads it back in again to the penalty area, and it's hacked away by Cabasel into the Everton half, but out of play. It will be a throw in to Everton on this near side. Mikolenko is just about 4 yards inside his own half here. And just waiting to see. He's going to take the throw in now. Mikolenko, and he finds Richarlison. And here is Doucouré and Fabian Delph. And goes back to Michael Keane, who goes back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford gives it to Holgate. Holgate. And he again goes back to Pickford. Everton are also, at the moment, pretty standoffish as well. I think it's really, at the moment, the way Watford are playing, they look very nervous on the ball. For me, the game is there for the taking for Everton. They just have to stamp their authority on this game. And here's Anthony Gordon, and he gives it to Mikalenko. Mikalenko, oh, it's a good challenge. Beautiful challenge there by Samir. And here is Fabian Delph. Delph, he gives the ball out to Anthony Gordon. Gordon, he's just trying to skip away there, gives it to Decore. Decore to Mikalenko. And back to Gordon and to Fabian Delph. The ball is long over on the far side to Michael Keane. And here's Seamus Coleman. Coleman, long pass there, but nowhere near Anthony Gordon. And comfortably dealt with by Cabasel. And racing forward now is Seema. Seema gives the ball to Sissoko. To Kayembe. Kayembe to Messina. Dan Gosling. Kayembe. Pedro under pressure. And he's dispossessed and ultimately goes down, but play continues. It's Richarlison. He's got space in front of him. He's also got Anthony Gordon up there with him. Richarlison fumbled to the ground by Sissoko. It's going to be a free kick to Everton. Richarlison complaining he's not happy with it. We have a goal at Molineux. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Manchester City 1, and it's Kevin De Bruyne after 7 minutes. And half-time at Ellen Road, Leeds 0, Chelsea 1. And Pedro went down far too easily there as well, as we have a look at that. But the free kick is only, I would say, about 3 yards outside of the penalty area. It's really at the corner of the penalty area on the far side. And over this one is Damari Gray. And Seamer is the only man in the wall. Up there's Richarlison, Holgate, Keane, Decore, Iwobi, Richarlison, and Gordon, all in the penalty area, lurking with intent. It'll be Gray with the free kick. And it's in, and there's a header, and it's Decore heads it on, and it's a comfortable grab by Ben Foster in the end. And Ben Foster just knocks it over to Ngakia. Ngakia now got space in front of him, gives it to Kayembe. Kayembe over on the far side to Messina. Messina has lost the ball to Iwobi. And here's Fabian Delph. Fabian Delph gets it back just quickly off Anthony Gordon. One has to, when I've looked at this first half, and we're about 6 minutes from half time, we're still 0-0. I have to say, it's very much like a testimonial game. Everton have got a real opportunity to seize control of this and put further distance between themselves and Burnley. They really need to get a handle on this game, because Watford are just not there right now. That's headed out of play by Messina, and it'll be a throw-in to Everton. And here's Decore. And it goes all the way back to Michael Keane. And Mason Holgate has it. And, well, Pickford is looking for an opening there. Is Pickford, and he finds the long ball, but it evades everybody and goes all the way through to Ben Foster. So, if you've just joined us, it's 5 minutes to go till half time. You have missed absolutely nothing. And here is Gosling. Oh, good interception by Iwobi. But it was determined to be a foul for some reason by Mike Dean. I'm not sure I necessarily agree with that. It looks like he won the ball there. Let's have a look. Looks to me like he won the ball there, but he gets the benefit of the doubt from Mike Dean. and it'll be a free kick to Watford. And here now, here's Dan Gosling to Messina. Messina gets the ball back, plays it to Kiembe. And Kabasele to Samir. Samir just tries, that ball tried to be knocked on by Gosling, but it wasn't successful. Headed in there as well. Richarlison went up there. And here is Kiembe and Sissoko now. Sissoko's got space in front of him. And here's Ngakia. Ngakia fouled surely by Mikalenko, indeed he was. And it will be a free kick to Watford. Another goal at Molineux. And it's Wolves 1, Manchester City 1. And it's Dendoncker on 11 minutes with the game-tying goal at Wolverhampton, at Molineux. So pressure put a little bit on Manchester City there. And over this free kick is Kalou and Seema. Both of them are over it. And it is in fact Kalou. It's swung in and it's just headed out by Mikalenko. Back as far as Gosling, and he balloons it over the crossbar. I'm not sure if he actually wanted to pass or shoot there, but it was a pretty miserable effort. Well, that's very much the way the first half has gone. Both sides really not penetrating the other team enough. Watford looking very standoffish and nervous. Everton not putting a stamp on this game. For such an important game to them, they've been very standoffish. So it's made for a pretty dull first half. But here's Anthony Gordon. Let's see what he can do. Gordon to Richarlison, who tried to lay it off for Doucouré, but that was poor. It wasn't a bad idea, but it just wasn't executed properly. Kiembe, and it goes back to Messina. And here's Kiembe. And Samir. It's launched long, looking for Pedro, and just knocked out of play there by Seamus Coleman. But actually, the referee has penalised Coleman for the challenge there. So it will be a free kick. Yes, Iwobi's probably the one that's been penalised for the foul on Kalou. But it is a free kick, and it's in quite a dangerous position. It's only about 4 or 5 yards outside, well, maybe 6 yards outside of the Everton penalty area. And there's a 3-man committee there, Messina and Seema. And there is one other gentleman there, and I can't quite make out who it is. I actually think it might be Kalou. But Seema has moved away. And there's a free kick, and that's the closest we've come to a goal in this first half. It was Kalou, and the shot was not bad. It wasn't a million miles away. It's certainly the closest we've come in this first half. And it's over the bar, though, and it will be a free kick. We're inside the last minute of this first half. Not sure how much stoppage time Andy Madley's going to add on. I can't see it being much more than a minute. It's taken by Pickford, cleared, and Richarlison heads it on. Seema there, just under pressure, gets the ball cleared into the Everton half, but it's won by Mason Holgate. And Doucouré gives it back to Coleman. Seamus Coleman, patient on the ball, and he just goes all the way back from almost a halfway line, all the way back to Pickford. And Pickford launches it down, looking for Mikalenko, but good play by Ngakia. He just heads it out of play, and indeed there will be no stoppage time at the end of this first half, which has been a very, very dull first half, it has to be said. It's half-time here at Vicarage Road. It's Watford 0. It's Watford 0, Everton 0. And you've been listening to the Commentary Hub, and I'll be right back. Welcome back for the second half of this off-tube delayed coverage of Watford versus Everton at Goodison Park. The first half was a very drab affair. We will see how this second half plays out. Now, there has been a couple more goals to tell you about. Wolves are now 3-1 down at home. Kevin De Bruyne actually completed his hat trick with goals on the 16th and the 24th minute. Now we're about to get the game underway. Back underway with Watford attacking the goal to our left now. But I have to say, it doesn't look like there's been any changes by either side. So it should be interesting to see how this game plays out. And we're actually just waiting for Mike Dean. Here he is. And here's Mike Dean with the ball now. So he's going to get us underway in just a moment here. Just strolling across the pitch like he's got all night. Take your time, Mike. No rush. And we're back underway here now. So Watford, of course, are in their yellow and black jerseys. Everton are in their blue and white jerseys. And we are back underway. And it's just nodded on there by Doucouré. And here's Pedro now. Pedro's got a bit of space in front of him, but he's challenged by Iwobi and the captain, Seamus Coleman. And the throw-in now to be taken by Messina on this near side. Messina with the throw-in. And Watford maintain possession. And it's Kalou. And he just gives it all the way back there to Samir and Cabasel. And Cabasel's pass is wayward. And Mikalenko is just trying to break inside Ngakia. But good backpedaling by Ngakia made a fine challenge there. And it will be a throw into Everton. And the throw-in was just knocked behind from the throw-in, and rather a needless corner given away there by Samir. The ball goes out of play. Just to let you know that further good news for Everton and Burnley fans, Christian Pulisic has added to Chelsea's lead at Ellen Road. It is now 2-0 to Chelsea. And it's Anthony Gordon there from the short corner. Gray now. And he gives it to Fabian Delph. Delph just launched in and just headed out there. And here's Sissoko now as Watford attempt to go on the break. Here's Sissoko. He's got players coming up with him. One of them is Kalou. Kalou is dispossessed. And Doucouré now. Doucouré just fumbles the ball. It's lost. And it eventually goes all the way back to Ben Foster. And Ben Foster clears it. And here is Sissoko. The ball is long there. And he's looking to Sema, but it's just comfortably nodded back to the goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford, by Michael Keane, who rolls it out to Iwobi. Fabian Delph. And here's Holgate. Mikalenko goes back to Holgate. Gives it to Michael Keane. Seamus Coleman. And here's Holgate. And here's Damari Gray. And the ball is long, played across there, looking for Anthony Gordon. But it was a very ambitious ball, and it goes through to Ben Foster. And he gives it to Messina. He goes back to Foster. Now Messina. see what he can do with it. And he gives it to Samir. Samir on the far side to Ngakia, back to Cabasel. Kiembe. Kiembe's ball is terrible, and it ends up going to Damari Gray, and Damari Gray gives it to Michael Keane down on this near side now, and it's Alex Iwobi. Iwobi. Coleman. And there's Michael Keane. Gives it to Holgate, and Holgate goes all the way back to Coleman. Coleman launches the ball long. He's looking for Richarlison, and Richarlison claiming it's not going to be given. And here's Seema. Seema Seema gave the ball away there, and here's Fabian Delph now, and Everton have another opportunity. Here's Mikalenko. Mikalenko's ball is it's poor, and Dan Gosling now has a chance to break out for Watford. Kiembe. Here's Kiembe again. Kiembe, great ball there, and he's chasing this one. Great work by Jordan Pickford. A wonderful challenge on Pedro, because Pedro was through for a moment, but good goalkeeping by Jordan Pickford. And here's Pedro again now. Oh, that's be a free kick by Keane on Seema. It was a reckless challenge, actually. It was completely unnecessary. That's a wonderful piece of reactionary goalkeeping. Fantastic. And Seema is over this. He was the one that was fouled. And Watford will get another opportunity here. Well, there's Seema around it. There's Kalu around it. Mancina's gone away, so it's going to be either Kalu or Seema. Let's see what they do here. It is in fact Seema. He launched the one. Oh, and it just evades the head of Sissoko. Just grazes his head. It'll go out of play for a goal kick. But that is a wonderful opportunity there. Unfortunately, it just goes over his head. Wasn't able to direct his header at all there. And you are listening to the Commentary Hub on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today's Player of the Match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. And Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JDAC Football, JB Sports and Storm FM. And Everton now with Anthony Gordon. Gordon just inside the Watford half of the field. Mikalenko gives it to Gray. Gray flicked on by Anthony Gordon rather exquisitely. Gray again sends it over to Iwobi on this near side. Iwobi on his cross is blocked by Messina, and it goes out of play. And it'll be a throw-in to be taken by Iwobi. Level with the Watford penalty area. And Iwobi now just taking his time at the moment. He does actually find Richarlison. Enough time to shoot, and a super save! And it's the first real shot on goal. It took a deflection and a super reactionary save by Ben Foster. And you'll see it here. He just turns away. First real clear sight Everton have had on goal. And it just deflects. And Ben Foster just reacts with his other hand to make a fine save. And it will be a corner. And it is the first effort on goal in this game, really. Swung in, and it's headed away from Foster for just a second, but it's cleared away. It's now back with Jordan Pickford with 53 minutes gone. Watford 0, Everton 0. And Doucouré wins the loose ball. And here's Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon now. Oh, his pass to Damari Gray was intercepted excellently by by Kalu. And that stopped the ball getting for Demarai Gray, and Pedro just trying to turn Mason Holgate. And Holgate now, and he is it's won back by Holgate, and he just gets it back to the goalkeeper. Pedro unhappy with that. And Everton have the ball now just inside their own half. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, commentary at Commentary Live 1. And you can also like our Facebook page, facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. And Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partner for this season, Melon. Visit their website, www.melonapp.com. And Watford now just starting up from the back in their own half. Just update you on some scores. It's Leeds United 0, Chelsea 2, Leicester City 0, Norwich 0. It's of course 0-0 here. Wolves 1 and Manchester City 3 in the Premier League. And Coleman put under pressure by Seamer, but Coleman plays it off Seamer and it goes out of play. In other games around the country, in the National League, it's Stockport County 0, Torquay 0 in the fight to get in the Football League there. In the National League North, it's York City 1, Chorley 1. And in the National League South, it's Oxford City 1, Eastbourne Borough 0. Also in League 1, it's Nice 4, Saint-Étienne 2, that's the final. And it's Nantes 1, Rennes 1, and that's half-time there. In La Liga, Alaves 2, Espanyol 1, Osasuna 1, Getafe 1, Sevilla 0, Mallorca 0, and Elche 0, Atletico Madrid 0. And Leicester have just taken the lead against Norwich City as well. And that's Jamie Vardy on 54 minutes. And the ball is launched long now to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon attempting to cut inside. And he gives it to Decore. And he gives it to Iwobi now. Let's see what Everton can do with this. Iwobi gives it to Gordon. To Fabian Delph. Coleman. Iwobi. Iwobi cuts inside here. And trying to get on the end of that is Richarlison. And it's just cleared away by Simir, but not far enough. Here's Mikalenko. And it will be a corner. Mikalenko seeing that ball out of play. And we're on 56 minutes here, and it's Watford 0, Everton 0. Demarai Gray with the corner. And they're packing that 6-yard box there. Richarlison's in there. Keane is in there. And, it just came off. I'm not sure who it just came off. I think it came off Messina. He almost put it into his own goal. Instead, it goes behind, and it'll be another corner to Everton. Just see it here. It comes off. It does come off Messina. And just for a moment there, it looked like it was nearing the corner. It was actually further away than I really first anticipated. And the corner will be taken on this side by Demarai Gray on this near side. He may outswing this, which looks like it's what he's going to do. And it's just headed away. And out as far as Delph, the shot is blocked. And he gives it back to Gray. Gray, low ball in this time. And good work by Messina. He just gets in the way of that. He's claiming it came off Michael Keane last. It did not. And it's another corner for Everton. And this a little bit of sustained pressure now by Everton as they attempt to break the deadlock here at Vicarage Road. 0-0, 58 minutes gone. Demarai Gray with a corner. It's much deeper this time. Holgate heads it on. It's headed away by Cabasele rather, but it's not very. Everton do get the ball back. It's cleared, but it's only really as far as an Everton player, in this case, Iwobi. And late tackle on Richarlison, and the referee has allowed the game to go on with Decore. Decore swings the ball in, but there's nobody in the 6-yard box to meet it, and it goes to Mikolenko on the far side. And it goes back to Michael Keane. And from inside the Watford half, Everton send it all the way back to Jordan Pickford now. Pickford gives it back to Holgate. Back to Pickford. We've had goals in every game in the Premier League so far this evening, except this one. Here's Messina. Messina, the ball forward there is looking for Kalou. He's got the strength to hold on to it, but Everton do manage to dispossess him, and a ball over the top there by Wolby, but it only goes through to Ben Foster. And here's Ngakia, and he launches the ball forward. He's looking for Samir, and Mason Holgate just makes sure the ball goes out of play. And it's still 0-0. We've had an hour in this game. If you're just joining us, and it's going to be a yellow card here by Mike Dean. It's gone to Mason Holgate, I think. Or has it? Oh, no, it's actually for Samir. It's for the foul on Richarlison. So Samir goes into the referee's notebook. Okay, and the ball it was given away by Samir all the way back into the Everton half, but really just handed them back the ball. And here comes Iwobi, and he gives it to Damari Gray. And Gray's ball is poor as well, and it's cleared by Cabasel. And now we've got Kalou on this near side, and he's giving it to Pedro. Pedro's chasing it, and it's just away from him. Holgate comes across and deals with it, and we'll just usher that out of play for a goal kick. You are listening to Alternative Commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today's Player of the Match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. And it is still 0-0 here. And this game has not really been full of thrills and spills, it has to be said. It has been a very low-key affair by two teams who haven't really been seeking out the win. It seems that both sides, we've had one shot on target in the entire game. And it seems to me that both sides seem to be happy, comfortable with a draw. And here's Damari Gray. Damari Gray gives it to Iwobi. Iwobi. Gray, here's a chance. Oh, he just tucks it wide. Oh, that was the best chance of the game for Damari Gray. Well, that was the best move that Everton had created in the entire game. And Damari Gray had it here. First of all, he slipped it to Iwobi. Iwobi gave the return pass. The first touch by Damari Gray. And then he stretched to take the shot, but he just pulls it wide. And we stay at 0-0. Well, Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JDAC Football, JB Sports and Storm FM. And Decore tries to knock it on, but it's blocked by Sissoko. Mikolenko now has got a throw in on the far side. Almost in front of his manager there. Mikolenko throws it long. And it's just hacked away there, but not far enough. Watford trying to win the ball back, and the ball is just bouncing around there at the moment. And that is good defending. Looks like there's been a foul here. Sissoko seemed to me to be a fair challenge in all honesty, but we'll take a look at it again. I stand to be corrected. Actually, it does look like he may have caught the man before the player. He may have caught the player before the ball. It looks like he has. And Mike Dean was quite correct there to give that free kick. And now it's a throw-in. Anthony Gordon. And the ball is played down this near side to Messina. Messina to Samir. Samir gives the ball away, and Everton once again. Decore. Here is Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon flicked on by Richarlison to Iwobi. Iwobi to Anthony Gray. Gray's got time. Iwobi now plays the ball across, but it's comfortable defending by Samir, who just knocks it behind for the corner. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page, facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. And if you like our YouTube channel, please click subscribe and click the notification bell. It is Gray with the corner now, launches the ball in, and there's a header by Keane. But it's a comfortable save for Ben Foster. We've had another goal at the King Power Stadium. It's Jamie Vardy on 62 minutes, doubling Leicester's lead. Oh, there was a clash there between two players. Coleman's gone down and Gosling. Both of them clashed there, and they're both holding their ankles. Now, the yellow card has been shown. I'm not quite sure as to whom. Let's have a look. It seems like well, looks like Coleman pulled out of that. He's actually trying to get out of the way for that. I actually think that's a very, very unfortunate booking for Seamus Coleman. That's a harsh decision, but Seamus Coleman does go into the book. And free kick to be taken here by Kalou. Kalou swings the ball in. Oh, it's flicked on. Oh, and it'll be a corner. Came off with Charlison. And it's Watford's first corner of the game as a consequence. The flick on there, the header, and seeking the ball there on the back stick was Cabasella. And it goes out of play anyway, so it'll be a corner to Watford. Everton have had 10 corners. Watford have had 1. This is it. This is their first corner. And they've got players in the middle. Cabasella's in there. Kalou's in there. And it's swung in, but it's not the greatest. It just evades everybody and goes all the way out to a throw-in on the far side. So Watford 0, Everton 0. Commentary Services would like to thank our official streaming partner for this season, Melon. Visit their website, www.melonapp.com. And it rolls all the way back through to Jordan Pickford. And we are at a stage now, really, where Everton have an opportunity to really take control of this game. Has to be said, they've been more forward in the second half than they were in the first half, that's for sure. Here's Iwobi. And it's Coleman to Delph. And it's back now in the midfield with Fabian Delph. Delph launches the ball forward to Mikalenko, who knocks it on to Gray. But Gray is not able to he wins it back from Fabian Delph. Damari Gray with a shot, but it's well over. And it's out of play. And again, disappointing somewhat. You've really got to be looking at hitting the target from there. And he wasn't able to do that, and it just sails over the crossbar. And right now, we're not seeing much on this anymore, really, at the moment, because if I'm being perfectly honest, what I'm seeing more than anything else right now is just a lack of creative play, certainly from Watford, but I can see Everton now in the second half are trying to push the game, but there is just a lack of creative play from both teams. So as it stands, we remain 0-0 with 68 minutes gone in this game. And it's headed out, almost headed out to play by Samira. I think Seamer did well to keep it in play there, but eventually it does go out of play for a throw-in to Watford. And Watford now trying to move forward. That's a knock-on by Kalou, but won back by Coleman. Well done there. That was a fine challenge. Here's Gray. Gray finds Richarlison. Can he do something with it? Richarlison. Oh, nice turn. Can he get the cross in? It's right across the goal there. And Gordon was racing in, but just didn't get there in time. And here's Mikalenko again now with the cross in. Goes out to Iwobi, edge of the penalty area. Iwobi gets a shot, but it's blocked by Messina. And it goes out of play for another Everton corner. Well, Damari Gray is over this one. And the corner to be taken by Damari Gray. Gray flicked in, just couldn't beat the first man. And Gosling is trying to head the ball away, but Everton still maintain possession. Delph launches it in. There's Gray and Iwobi over there, along with Messina. Here's Gray. Iwobi now. Iwobi cuts inside. Oh, good work by Gosling, just cutting in front of Iwobi to make the challenge there. And here's João Pedro. He loses it to Iwobi, and Gray loses it. And Kalou was also tackled there, but it will be a throw into Watford. And it is Watford 0, Everton 0. Inside 20 minutes left now. Here's Messina. Messina. Oh, looks like Doucouré went up there with João Pedro. And here's then Ngakia. Good ball. Over to Seamer on the far side. Seamer. And Mikalenko is holding up Seamer. And he gets the ball back off Sissoko. Kayembe. Back to Seamer as Watford attempt to put some possession and creativity together. The ball is long and it is picked up on the far side by Kalou, but Kalou manages to gives it to Kayembe. Back to Kalou. Kalou is under pressure by Iwobi. He gives it back to Kayembe. And he plays it there to Ngakia. And just looking for some space there is Seamer, and he gives it to Kalou. Kalou just played the ball a little bit too far in front of him, and Watford lose possession, and Iwobi plays the ball long. It's back to Sissoko, though. And Sissoko's got space in front of him. What can he do? And João Pedro tried to play the return ball to Sissoko. It wasn't on. Messina, though. Finally, something from Watford. Some sign of life. Pedro gives it to Sissoko. Back to Seamer. And it is Pedro. Back to Seamer. Gives it to Pedro. Just dinks the ball over the top, or at least tries to. But it's read well by Jordan Pickford. And he picks up the ball. And with 18 minutes left now, it's Watford 0, Everton 0. Another goal to tell you about in the Premier League at the King Power Stadium. Leicester City 3, Norwich 0, James Maddison on 70 minutes. So already relegated Norwich are getting a real spanking there at Leicester. In the other games, it is still Leeds 0, Chelsea 2. They're in the last 8 minutes there. Be a free kick now to Everton. A foul by Gosling. Leicester City 3, Norwich 0. Wolves 1, Manchester City 3. That's half time there. Free kick taken quickly. And here is Messina. And it's played forward. Looking for João Pedro. João Pedro is good work by Coleman. Just shields the ball, moves it away from Pedro and gives it to Iwobi. And here's Doucouré. Curry played in field to Richarlison, but the linesman's flag goes up and he is offside. Well, 16 minutes left. Watford 0, Everton 0. And here is Ngakia, and he gives it to KMB. Looks like we are going to see a substitution, and Robert Calvert-Lewin seems to be preparing himself to come on at the moment, and we understand it is for Damari Gray. We'll just wait and see for that to come official. And here is Messina, Gosling. And the ball is played out to Ngakia on the far side. Ngakia played infield, but that's a good challenge by Coleman, who has been outstanding today for Everton. And here's Fabian Delph. And here's Damari Gray now. Gray just gives it as far as Mikalenko. Gray to Fabian Delph. There's been another goal at Ellen Road. I'll tell you about that in a moment. Here is Alex Iwobi to Coleman. Fabian Delph. Chelsea are now 3-0 up at Leeds, and it's Romelu Lukaku on 83 minutes is the difference there. So it looks like Leeds are on their way to defeat at home and will remain in the bottom three at least for tonight. And here's Damari Gray, Mason Holgate, and he gives it to Mikalenko. Launch forward, and Anthony Gordon goes down under the pressure, but and Sissoko gets the ball back and he hands it back to Cabasel, and it's cleared. But again, really just goes back to an Everton player. 14 minutes left now. It's Watford 0, Everton 0. We should be seeing that substitution with Richarlison, with Calvert-Lewin on for Gray very shortly. Here's Iwobi. Iwobi cleared forward, knocked on by Richarlison. He was looking for the on-running Anthony Gordon, but it was away from him. And now we're going to see the change. Dominic Calvert-Lewin on, and Damari Gray off. So the extra attacking formula here to see if Everton can pinch the points here, because to be honest with you, the game is there for the taking. And there have been their approach play has been a lot better in this second half for Everton, but they want to try and win this if they can. And those Everton fans still looking nervous. A win tonight will put them 4 points clear of Burnley and Leeds. They'd be on 39 points. It would actually be 5 points clear. No, it would be. I apologise. I'll correct myself. It would be 4 points clear. They'd be on 38 points, so there would be 4 points clear. And here's Richarlison now, moving forward. Richarlison, he stole it from Ngakia, but he's given it away himself. And it's just hacked away by Cabasel. And here's Kayembe. Under pressure now is João Pedro, but it's hooked in by Gosling. He wasn't able to clear it enough. Here's Anthony Gordon. He's got space. Gordon with a shot and a comfortable save by Ben Foster. And Wolves and Manchester City have just got re-underway in the second half. Still 3-1 to the Citizens there at Molineux. Cleared by Foster. And here's Iwobi. Decore. Here's Iwobi. And it's a poor ball. But it is won back after the clearance. And here's Fabian Delph now. And he goes to Richarlison. Richarlison has got Mikalenko overlapping. He's got Gordon and Calvert-Lewin up there with him. And he tries to lob the ball towards Calvert-Lewin, but Ben Foster is there. And the distribution by Ben Foster was quick, but it did go to an Everton player, Seamus Coleman. He gives it to Fabian Delph. And here's Alex Iwobi. And it's a free kick for the foul on Anthony Gordon. And Messina is... It's a poor challenge, in fact. Doesn't need to be done by Messina. He had his back to the penalty area, Gordon. It was a challenge that was just not necessary. And it'll be a free kick now and it's going to be Anthony Gordon. Well, 10 minutes left here at Vicarage Road. It's Watford 0, Everton 0. It'll be incumbent for me to choose a man of the match very shortly. Based on this game, it's going to be very difficult. But Anthony Gordon with the free kick now. Gordon, it's swung in, but it's a comfortable catch for Ben Foster. And it's Sissoko. Sissoko, bit of space in front of him. Sissoko gives it to Fima. Oh, and he goes over, and it's good defending in the end and goes out of play. Have a few names that I can think of for possibly a man of the match, Anthony Gordon being one of them. And also Seamus Coleman. We've got another substitution coming up for Everton. Allen is coming on, and Fabian Delph is coming off. So Allen is coming on. It's a like-for-like swap. Fabian Delph coming off. And they're in injury time at Ellen Road. That game will be over shortly. It's cleared downfield. Flicked on by Calvert-Lewin. Sissoko battling to win the ball back. He's not able to. And here's Calvert-Lewin. Fought hard for the ball there. And it finds Gordon. He gives it to Iwobi. He's got time and space. And here's Decore. He attempted to get the shot away, but he just wasn't able to wrap his foot around it properly. And it was a comfortable save for Watford. And it's still 0-0 here. Foster is taking his time. I think Watford are probably going to be a lot happier than Everton with the draw, that's for sure, given Watford's already relegated status. It's knocked on here now. And that's Kalu and Sissoko. Pedro to Kalu, back to Pedro. Pedro has got two Everton players around him. There he goes. And he plays the ball across to Gosling, but Iwobi was awake to the fact. And here's Iwobi again. And he gives it to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon gives it to Doucouré. And Doucouré. Mikalenko. And the ball is now with Allen. And he just gives the ball out on the far side to Mikalenko. Back to Allen. And Seamus Coleman. Coleman back to Abdoulaye Doucouré. Ball is played long over to the far side to Alex Iwobi. Doucouré. Got Iwobi now. He's got some time and space. Iwobi. Gordon. Iwobi back to Coleman. And goes all the way back to Michael Keane. Holgate. And he goes to Pickford. all the way back from almost inside the Watford half. Pickford launches it long. And that's good play by Seema. Just got the ball away from from Iwobi. Strong play there. Ngakia, and it goes to Kayembe. Kayembe's got a bit of space. And Watford now streaming forward with feet by Kalou. Kayembe. Watford ready to make a change themselves. Ball goes out on this near side to Messina. Messina looks like he was fouled by Iwobi there. And it'll be a free kick to Watford. And it's launched forward now, and Holgate comfortably takes the ball. And again, he plays it forward, looking for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And here is Doucouré, and he gives it to Richarlison. It goes back to Mason Holgate. To Allen. Allen to Mikalenko. Mikalenko gives it back to Allen. Doucouré goes back to Keane. And here's Iwobi. Iwobi plays looking for Coleman there. And it's just it's being dealt with there by Messina and Coleman, both fighting it out. Messina plays it off Coleman and out for a throw-in right by the Watford corner flag. And we are now going to see the change. Well, let's see who's coming on here. Kalou is coming off. Coming on here, Craig Cathcart coming on. So Kalou, who's been playing in the forward position, is come off. Cathcart, who is a defender, is on. And it'll be a throw-in to Watford down by their own corner flag. And it's come off Messina and gone out of play. It is full time at Ellen Road. Leeds 0, Chelsea 3. So Leeds will end the night in the relegation zone. And Mikalenko now with the throw-in for Everton. He's going for the long one. Just no, not quite. And it's knocked back here to Iwobi. And it's time for me to choose my man of the match. And I have decided there's been a couple of possibilities, Coleman there being one of them, Anthony Gordon being one. But I think most of the hard work has been done for Everton in going forward, in trying to create chances. Most of the hard work has been really Iwobi. So I am going to give the man of the match to Iwobi. So the man of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services today, is Alexander Iwobi, Everton's number 17. And he will take the throw in now. And we are inside 3 minutes left in this game, and it is still 0-0. And it's rarely at any time in this game look like that's ever going to change. And here's Mason Holgate now. Allen plays the ball out on the far side to Iwobi, our man of the match. And he gives it to Gordon. Gordon crosses the ball in. And here's Mikalenko with the shot, but it's a comfortable save by Ben Foster. And we are inside now that 2 minutes that are left. I can't see there being much stoppage time. It's just been the final the final ball for Everton today, well, in the second half especially, they've pressured in the second half. Their approach play has been good. It's been better than what it was in the first half. But the final ball just hasn't been right for Everton. And we're going to see another Watford substitution now. Kayembe is coming off. And Peter Etebo, wearing number 4, is coming on. And that's their second substitution made. Peter Etebo. Looks like it's a like-for-like swap. So it'll be a throw-in to Watford, about midway inside the Everton half. And Messina will take it. And he is looking for Seema there. And it goes, good work by Coleman in ushering Seema out of play, ushering the ball out of play. And it's a goal kick to Everton. Well, I want to thank you very much for joining me today for live commentary. I'm sorry that this game was not any better for you, that this game, I know it has been very poor and very drab, but I do want to take the time to thank you for joining us and for listening to this game. And the cross coming in now and headed away by Messina. But yes, it has been a very, very drab game. Here's Iwobi. Iwobi launches the ball forward. It's flicked on, and Richarlison trying to get there. Holgate gets it, hits the referee, and it's cleared by Seema, but the referee is in fact blown up. As we now go into injury time, and Andy Madley, I'm sure I saw 4 minutes there. It is 4 minutes. I'm not sure where he gets 4 minutes from, but that's his decision, I suppose. And it's going to be a free kick to Watford. And Foster is debating it with the referee, Mike Dean, but eventually we get back underway. And it goes out of play. So just looking at the scores around the rest of the country, Leeds 0, Chelsea 3 is a final. Leicester 3, Norwich 0. They're in the last few minutes there. Watford 0, Everton 0, of course. And Wolves 1, Manchester City 3. They've played about an hour there. So here's Mikalenko. And he plays it to Richarlison. Richarlison. Gets the ball away. And here's Seema. Seema, good strength by him. He seems to be making his way over to the corner flag, but this is a good run by him, and he's just gone over to the corner flag. And Dan Gosling looks like he was tripped by Iwobi there, and that's going to be a free kick. Yeah, he just stuck out his leg, caught Dan Gosling there. And it will be a free kick to Everton. Free kick to Watford, lined up with the 6-yard box. And this is perhaps going to be Watford's last opportunity, really. Over it is Seema now. Can he deliver the ball that's required? Seema now. Can he deliver the right ball to give Watford a shock victory? Comes out. Oh, it's bouncing around there, and Kabasele got a boot on that, but it went up into the air, and it just floated easily for Pickford to pluck out of the air. There's been another goal at Molineux. I'll tell you about that in a moment. Here's Richarlison. Gives the ball to Anthony Gordon. Gordon played across, a good piece of defending. There, certainly outstanding challenge by Kabasele. And the goal is a 4th goal for Kevin De Bruyne, believe it or not. On 60 minutes, De Bruyne causing Wolves all sorts of pain today. Anthony Gordon now with the corner. We're inside that last minute of injury time. Can Everton make this count now? Anthony Gordon. It's swung in and it's just flicked away by Kayembe. And Mikolenko tried to get the cross in again, but it's not successful as it was blocked by Cathcart. And again, another block by Cathcart. And that goes out of play for another corner to Everton. Well, we're inside 20 seconds left of injury time now. It's full time at the King Power Stadium. It's Leicester 3, Norwich 0. This will be Everton's last chance now, surely. And it's Anthony Gordon, swings it in, and it just goes by everybody and goes out of play. And that's it. That is it. Mike Dean blows the full-time whistle to what has been one of the worst games of football I have ever seen in my life. But it's resulted in a 0-0 draw for Everton. They could perhaps end up missing this opportunity to win this game against, in truth, what has been a very poor Watford side. But they'll be delighted with a clean sheet, will Watford. It's not come around very often for them. So in the final score here at Vicarage Road is Watford 0, Everton 0. You've been listening to the Commentary Hub. Thanks for joining us today.